Super Pat World, it is time for some Mario Maker 2 on a Thursday afternoon. The weekend is approaching, and for many of us, it's a long weekend, which is a very beautiful thing. My first long weekend of the year. Big shout out to AC Tax Group, the official sponsor of today's stream. Let's see if we can add to this buffer. Where are we at? We're currently at 181. Not bad at all. Not too shabby. I am exhausted, but in a good way. I feel like I'm finally turning the corner with all these healthy routines, where now I feel like it's more maintaining them than it is establishing them. I feel like I've managed to establish them. What's up, Cameron and Peter? And now it's more about just maintaining them. And I would say it's easier to maintain than to establish. So I'm celebrating that a bit. What's up, Theo? We're going to make it happen here. What's up, C-Psych? What's up, Eben? How are you? How are you? It's Thursday, people. Anybody else got a long weekend out there? Is anybody else living it up with a long weekend? What's up, Logan? Oh, no. My water. What are you thinking, Pat? Hang on. What's up, Murad? All right, what's up, Ness? There we go. All right, let's get this party started. What's up, Dave? Let's get some lives going. What's up, Steffi? Thank you for the share. Always coming through with that support. Appreciate you, Steph. What's up, Andy? Nice to see you. Thank you for being one of the ultimate originals from the very, very beginning. Whew, I'm getting faster with my walking. For a long time, I was stuck at a 17-minute mile, even trying to walk fast, which isn't what I had hoped. And so then I've been aiming for 15 minutes for a while. And then I started getting down to 14, and now I'm right about at 13 and a half, which is really encouraging. It is quite encouraging. What's going on, Lady Erica and Caleb? What's up, Suave? Thank you for the follow, Solace Cyrillus. What's up, XO? It's just saying I'm pumped for the long weekend. Anybody else got a long weekend out there? I get a long weekend coming up, 1st of 2026. And I am going to spend it cleaning. Happily. I mean that in actually a good way. Not in a complain way. I want to make some big progress. I've had all this green screen set up to do VR content for literally like 4 years now, and I've never used it. So I'm going to make this my area for my gaming stuff and my Lego stuff. And then that'll make room in the other room, which is going to be the workout room. And then the basement's going to be the music room. So I've got a vision. I've caught a vision, and I'm feeling encouraged. I'm feeling empowered to get these things done that I've been trying to do for a long time, have never managed to do. You know, on Monday from work, you got a half day. Okay, that counts, Peter. Thank you for that, Rose Cyrillus. What's up, Wendy D? What's up, Jess? Thank you for the heart and the share. Show me you care. Middle of a Clash of Clans. There you go, Jordan. Good luck with it. Always good to see you, Jess. You know what? It made me think of you. Thrice came on today, and I was like, oh, my gosh. Every time Thrice comes on, I'm always reminded of just how good they are. Thrice is so good, chat. It was Music Box. I remember I tried to learn that intro on piano, and it was way harder than I was expecting. It sounds kind of simple. I was like, oh, I could probably blast this out in 10 minutes, and I was wrong. What's up, Sammy? Nice to see you. Alrighty. Okay, I think I I think I finally have a system in place for this pinned comment dealie. All right. There we go. We're live on the... They're so good. It's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous how good they are. In the best way. All right, chat. 87 lives. Hey-o. Thank you, Justin, for the 25 cheer. We've got 25 lives. We got 3,611 clears. Yeah, that's right, Steffi. Tap that screen, share the stream. You know what to say. Big shout out to Steffi. Appreciate the support over there. Gonna cycle 230 kilometers on money. That's 150 miles! Oh my gosh, Eldert. I've never done anything like that. No weekend for you, Theo. No long weekend for you. There you go. Craig, no Score Bunny. Shout out to Craig. Shout out to Score Bunny 88 the Great. What's up, Kid Spooky? 150 miles, Eldert. What's the longest you've done before? Have I tried any other thrice covers? No. I did one with my buddy. Stare at the Sun. I think that's the name of it. But I should do another one. I should do I'd love to do an acoustic silhouette. It would obviously be a pretty big reinterpretation because that's like one of the heavy. Your daughter has the phone. Okay, shout out to you, Craig. Oh, I got you. You're saying you are Score Bunny 88. You're on an alternate device. What's up, Kyle with an A? Took me a minute. 84 people been here. Whoopsies. 5 people liked it. 56-second world record. You've only had 1 day off, less than 8 months. That's crazy, Jordan. You're going to burn out, man. Every week's a long weekend when you're retired. I love that, Dave. You're living the good life. On the husband's phone. There you go. Shout out to Craig. Craig the hubby. Oh, long road of pain is right. Well, let's try that again. 4-day weekend would be a vacation. It sounds like it, Jordan. I'm sorry you're going through it, man. We got to get you a break at least. It's not sustainable. That was a little better. That was a little better. Bayman's talking about someone who died. Rest in peace to them. What's up, Toad the Jam? Hey, nice job, Patty boy. No. Oh, we snuck through, but it's not enough. Oh, but it worked! How you like that little maneuver, chat? Okay, now we gotta hustle. I ain't taking any chances. Oh, buddy. Oh, all right! We really made it count there. Around the 10th time, a lot of the people. Some even do it on a city bike. 150 miles! How long does that take, bro? 150 miles sounds inhuman. What electric guitars do I play? I have a Fender Strat. That's my main guitar. I have a Diamond Guild. That's probably my favorite guitar. That's the first one I got. It was a Christmas gift back in the day. Someday I want a Gibson Les Paul. That would be either a Gibson Les Paul or a... Wait a minute, did we do it? We got a couple one-ups. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah! All right. Great way to start the stream. But now we're really in dreamland. I got a bonus coming in from work, and I've already allotted it. I've already worked it out with AI where all the money's going towards debts. So in one way it feels good, but another way you want, when you get a bonus, that's the kind of thing you want to be able to, that's the time you want to do something like get a guitar. Okay, it's Jess is also talking about Kyle Busch. I don't know who this is, but a lot of people saying rest in peace to him. What's going on, Nathaniel? Shout out to you all the way from Hong Kong. 13 hours, Eldert! Oh my gosh, bro. Is it for like a charity or something? That sounds so long. 13 hours of biking? You gotta be pooping and peeing your pants like crazy, aren't you? 13 hours? What, do you fast 24 hours before that? No, there's no way you could do that. He's a NASCAR driver. Okay, that's why I don't know it. Okay, thank you, Jess. Well, yeah, rest in peace to him. Right, Jess? Silhouette. I got to think about that. I got to play around with that idea. You get a bonus when you get back. I think you got to put it towards a new deck. Okay. All right. I'm down with that level. Only 41. That's sad. That's very sad. It is an interesting thing with the internet. We just get all of the bad news now. Like, in a way that is overwhelming. Like, pretty much anytime anybody of any notoriety dies, you find out about it. Every horrible thing that happens in any country, you could typically find out about it pretty easily. Every local horrible thing that happens. Like, they have all those... I just had 2 people send me a local police tracker thing of a big shooting that happened local to me. And it's like, man, we just have all this access to horrible information that you can't do much with. You know what I mean? You can't, it's one thing when you get some piece of information and then you can act on it. You make a change or, you can do something about it. But my feeling is I just feel overwhelmed with and I'm someone who avoids the news. I kind of go out of my way to not find that stuff out. And I still feel overwhelmed with everything that comes through. So it's just an interesting, and so I say that in a neutral way. I'm not trying to put anybody down for being, I know some people like following that stuff, and I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying for me, it feels overwhelming. You got a page on Instagram just for good news. That's a cool idea. I remember Jim from The Office during the pandemic, had that good news YouTube thing. It's a community thing in a province in the Netherlands. It's to all the cities in a state in the Netherlands. In the 90s, they did it on ice skates. Well, I commend you, bro. I could never. 13 hours on a bike. Thank you for the follow, AK PhD. You can see so much in a day looking at the phone. Exactly, A-Pop. It can be overwhelming, certainly for my brain. 89 lives, 3,612 clears. But I'm not trying to make the point that burying your head in the sand is a great idea either. But there's got to be some balance to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. 8 people banned. Nobody liked it. 24-second world record. It says it's impossible. Metallica yesterday led to Megadeth today. Nice, Doc. Oh my gosh! Hangar 18. That's my favorite Megadeth song. That was really risky, and it actually worked. Wow. Bro. Oh. I can't make it out alive. If I still had the mushroom, I could have that. Oh my gosh! Get away from me! The world is not all puppy dogs and rainbows? For sure, but puppy dogs and rainbows do exist. And I feel like for every puppy... Oh, there's the end. For every puppy dog and rainbow I know about 20 horrific, tragic, traumatic things I can't do anything about. What's up, Bubble? But again, that's what... I'm not trying to pretend like burying your head in the sand and only paying attention to positive things that happen is the answer. I'm pointing out that there's an overwhelming focus on every horrible thing that happens. In our access to up-to-date information of every destructive, horrible thing is just overwhelming for me. Symphony Destruction, Sweat and Bullets. There you go. Great choices, Doc. Thanks, Kid Spooky, Andrew, A-Pop. Party Souls, there you go, Getcha. You know a little bit about that metal scene. Although Metallica is my all-time favorite. Thank you, Jess. Metallica is my all-time favorite. They have so many good songs, it's out of control. really is out of control. 89 lives. 3,613 clears. We're working through it. We're working through it here. Do I listen to Tool? In high school, I loved Tool. Especially the music videos, Joe. 26 people made it, 3 people liked it, 46-second world record. I've always really loved. What happened? Nothing in particular happened other than I guess I was most exposed to them in high school. Like I had friends listening to them and when I was in bands and stuff. Negativity easy to sensationalize. Exactly. Exactamundo. Come on, bro. I'm not doing this in the dark. I'm down for a challenge, but if it's aim for what I can't see, I'm all set. You're out of school for 3 months. Enjoy that bubble. What's up, Mary? Go to Blue Man on YouTube. The chat's not updating. Sorry about that. Glad we have an alternative at least. 23 people been here. 3 people liked it. Minute 44 world record. But I also thought the one thing I didn't like in recent time is Tool, the singer, had something very negative to say about about Justin Bieber. I think Justin Bieber wore a Tool shirt or something. And he went out of his way to say something negative about Justin Bieber. I didn't think that was cool. Because I don't think he has to like Justin Bieber. I'm down with Justin. I do like Justin Bieber. I like his music, and I think he's legitimately talented. But, again, I don't think that means everybody has to like him. But especially just on a musician-to-musician level, it felt like low-hanging fruit to go after Justin Bieber as a rocker. I think it would have been way cooler if he was like, well, Justin Bieber doesn't make music that I listen to, but I respect him. Something like that. Is this Mario Run? No, this is Mario Maker 2. This game has over 30 million Mario levels. What's up, Susanna? What's up, Nat? Nat is where it's at. Oh, buddy. I'm wishing I was a little more cautious with my power-up there. Now that I see what we've got going on here. I feel I may have been a bit hasty. But you know what? I'm going to ask AI what the story was, because I might be getting it wrong. Okay, here's the final fight. I'm tempted to farm one-ups. But I'm just going to take... Oh, good thing I didn't bother.
Oh, yeah. Mario time.
Do you skip before the X pops up? Does it cost you the life? If you take damage, you lose the life, Cody. So I'm not sure exactly how that fits in with the X coming up, but as soon as you take damage, like I lost a life when I skipped that dock level. Does Mario Run have a big player base? Hold on, let's find out. Let me find out the story I'm talking about. Thank you for the hot Eben and Doug. Because if I'm going to sit up here and talk about it like I know what I'm talking about, I got to get the facts right. All right, I need you to clear something up for me. I'm trying to retell some story involving Justin Bieber and the singer of Tool. And my recollection was that Bieber wore a shirt, like a Tool shirt, and then the singer of Tool made some kind of negative comment about Bieber either shouldn't wear it or doesn't want him to be a Tool fan. What's the facts here? What am I thinking of?
You're close, but the story isn't about a shirt. In 2019, Justin Bieber shared Tool lyrics on his Instagram, showing he was a fan. When Maynard James Keenan, Tool's frontman, was asked about it on Twitter, he simply replied with one word, #bummer. It was interpreted as dismissive, and it caused a stir among fans of both artists. There wasn't a shirt involved, just a brief social media moment that got blown up into a bigger story.
There it is. So it wasn't a shirt. My brain filled in the blank of the shirt. But Bieber, which I think it's cool that Bieber would share Tool lyrics on his social media to the 8 billion people following him. Probably a bunch of his fan base was like, oh, let me check out Tool. And to just say bummer, that just feels like such a... It feels so dismissive from a fellow musician. So I don't know. That didn't make me mad. I wasn't like, oh, I'm never listening to Tool again. But it definitely rubbed me the wrong way. And that's like my last Tool memory. Gotta listen to the new album. I'll definitely check it out. Because like I said, I am a Tool fan, and I love the Tool music videos, which are pretty creepy and not necessarily family friendly. So if you're going to go check it out, warning, you might be disturbed. There it is, Kid Spooky. What's up, Em? You made it in. Bummer. Hashtag bummer. Even put the hashtag. So it was like dripping in sarcasm. Bieber does get a lot of hate, no doubt about it. And it's ironic because especially of all the pop stars, he's one of the most talented. Like, he can actually play music and write music and really sing. But I don't think that means everybody's going to like him. But I think that at least deserves some amount of respect on a musician level. Like, but that's clearly just my opinion. I don't think everyone has to share it. 91 lives, 3,614 clears. It just felt like such a slap in the face where Bieber's putting himself out there and ultimately promoting Tool, and to just get the hashtag bummer. It is funny, but in like a Simon Cowell type of way. What's my music channel? Here, let me put here, you give me a good excuse to self-promote here. If you want to check out my bad music. No, it's not bad. I think I'm actually pretty proud of my YouTube channel. I got some bangers on there, chat. I'm excited to make more. That's part of what I'm going to use this long weekend for. I am going to... There we go. I'm going to work on my... Here we go. It's going in all the chats, if you're interested. At Pat Noonan Music. But Noonan's tough to spell. Noonan. I don't think you can click it in on TikTok, but I'm at least putting it over there. Okay, what's up, Suman? Oh, you're doing the bot thing. I know, I'm just kidding, Clumsy Wild 750. Bieber, definitely not a threat to Tool, APC, or other projects evaded. I would agree. System of a Down is your favorite band of all time that still performs. I'm definitely down with System of a Down. Chop Suey is one of my all-time favorites. Noonan's my last name. That sure is, Doctor. What's up, George? Nice to see you. All right, 17 people been here. One person selected. Minute and a half world record. 100 second. So you have a minute 40, and it can be done in a minute 23. My math is correct. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I got to pay attention here. Oh, no! I recognize it too late. What's going on, J-Man? Yeah, a lot of people talk about the guy Kyle from NASCAR that just passed away. Very, very sad young guy. Oh, I need that. We're going to just jump up half. There we go. Okay, so far so good. Oh, wow, that we got lucky there. We got the 3 1-ups already. It feels like there's a lot of needless running in this. There we go. Thank you for keeping it family friendly. What's up, Vampy? Grampy Vampy. Yeah, well, the music channel, I've actually had that for like 16 years. Most of the posts on there are from 14, 15 years ago. The one that has the most views is the Busta Rhymes cover. But I'm also very proud of the Just the Way You Are cover. No! The Bruno Mars song. I really like how that one came out. Also, Rocketeer. That one's pretty stripped down, and I think that came out really good. All right, bada bing, bada boom. Roll Up. I covered Roll Up by Wiz Khalifa. That one, I think, hit over 100K views. Yeah, I'll take it. Here we go, Vampy. Good level, but not smooth. I think that's fair, George. Thanks, Clumsy Walrus 750. 93 lives, 3,615 clears. Yoshi Jump. Yeah, I posted a couple random musical clips on, thanks, Erica G, on my Super Pat World channels. But going forward, I'm going to be posting them on the music channel. I think I'm supposed to do this. Yes, sir. Okay. Very nice. I'm sorry, Yoshi. Okay. We've got to get in that claw. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. I don't want Yoshi going in the pit here. So I need him to drop in the middle? Is that right? Wow, Pat, nice job. Okay. Whew. All right, that was going to be our only chance. What's up, Anu? All right, we got to get the angles right here. Oh, no! Oh! All right, this is cool. I'm definitely down with it. Oh, we got to do this again, though. This was scary. Oh, but you get a reset door. Score Bunny's back. Oh, and that's why. I wonder if you can catch him midair. Oh no, we've got all the bots on Facebook, bro. What happened to Facebook recently? All at once, we've got bot attack. Not attack. They're saying nice things, so I guess if you're gonna have bot activity, at least we can have some nice bots. I'll be thankful for that. Ha ha! Finished in style. All right, we're off to a great start here. They've migrated from Kick to Facebook. Yeah, that's true. We banned them all on Kick, and now they've somehow moved to Facebook. That was a really creative Yoshi level, I gotta say. Thanks, Score Bunny and Digital Ninja. There we go, Clumsy Walrus 750. Thanks, Law, Rad Law Gaming. A Mario Genius. Let's turn the page. Get it out of here. 94 lives, 3,616 clears. Kaizo. Thanks, Peter. You got the new Yoshi game. It's pretty chill. Okay, nice. I heard it's a good one. 163 people been here. 17 people liked it. 14-second world record. I didn't realize it already came out. Hope I don't need that again. Nice. Okay, this is cool. That's the end? All right. Look at that. We've rebuilt the lives. The lives? I can't even talk. We've rebuilt the lives. There you go, Clumsy. Clumsy got it this morning, too. Now, have you got to play it yet? Thanks, Digital Ninja. As long as they don't find you on YouTube, you're allergic to bots. Fair enough. What's up, Sharon? Sharon! Thank you, Jess. Still thinking about that silhouette color. Bow down now. Bow down, bow down. What's it gonna be like acoustic? Maybe piano? What about piano? 97 lives, 2,617 clears. People, the piano I use, the keyboard that I play on, is the same one I got for a Christmas gift like 26 years ago. I'm telling you, I use everything until it doesn't work anymore. I am one of those people that until it stops working, I'm using it. Play it when you get back from vacation. Okay, fair enough, Clumsy War 750. That's a lot of discipline. 9 people been here. 1 person liked a 26-second world record. But yeah, my hope is I'm making a 5-year plan. If in the next 2 to 3 years, the key puzzle is seriously difficult, be amazing if you can solve it. I'm gonna give this one try of 1 minute, because usually that means hidden blocks. I shouldn't say usually. It's all this open space that's making me think hidden blocks. Dave just said so many hidden keys. Skip. Okay, I trust you, bro. You know the deal. Thank you for looking behind the scenes and confirming what already seemed to be the case. Oh my good gracious. Okay, I think the trick is, let's see what the translation is. Can't go to do this. Dave's the man. Shout out to Dave. He's the man. What's up, Micah? Watch Just a Dream acoustic cover. Remember that one? That's the Nelly song. I loved that one too. I got to do it, Chaz. Exactly. So yeah, this is my plan. I've got a 5-year plan in place. If I do everything right, and I don't spend money on anything for the next 3 years, I can get out of debt, and then I'll be able to like do a makeover for the studio in the basement. Good morning, Rob. Steph says skip. Here's what I think I have to do. I think the name of the game is jump up into the spring and land as far left as possible to take advantage of as much speed as I can possibly generate on this, and then get in there. We'll give it at least 2 more tries. But let the record show, since I'm sharing that, I want to make it clear, I didn't get in debt spending money. How you like me now? Told you. I didn't get in debt by spending. I'm not an irresponsible spender. The most irresponsible thing I've done is tried to keep this house post-divorce. In one way, I'm very glad I did, because I'm well off in terms of equity, just not in terms of liquid. Liquid, which is part of what's tough. Because I would love to dip in, do a little equity dip in, or remortgage, but the rates are just a disaster. It's one of those frustrating timing things. My one positive is the equity, and I'm in a time when the penalty is like at its highest. In any case, sorry to go into that much detail. Thank you, yeah, for the 100 jewels. I just feel, part of where that comes from is I feel a compulsion to be as transparent as possible, since part of being a streamer is getting support directly from people. That if I was on the other end, I would definitely want to be assured that if I was supporting you, that you're not just blasting it on a new clothes that you don't need. Or well, that's even overstating. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking. But just know that's where my heart is. And I apologize for oversharing sometimes. Did I like this? I mean, I understood what to do. So yeah, we liked it. Hope you have a new job in the next 5 years. Okay, that's a good goal. Don't remortgage until after inflation is fixed. That's it, Gameronsky. Well said, my friend. Thank you, Digital Ninja and Eben. Thanks for the share, Steven. No, Steffi. I'm sorry, Steffi. There we go, Kid Spooky. What's the rate in the U.S. and the Netherlands is around 4. We're far above that. We're up in the 6s. 96 lives, 3,618 clears. The King's comeback. 2 minutes. We'll give it one chance. 93 people been it. 12 people liked it. 2.5 minute world record. See, we're actually doing good. We haven't had to skip much, but we are kind of taking a while. There's a pipe there. Oh, it's not a friendly one. We're just gonna Try to blast through? No, that's also not a friendly one. Okay, that's a good sign. We already made it here. We already made it here. But it's also big motivation for me to, Hey, watch it, buddy. It's big motivation for me to get the music going. Let's see if we can make a little scratch with the music, especially if I can monetize that YouTube channel. We learned today, us in the chat have you live on landscape. You can zoom in. There you go, TikTok. If you're interested in zooming in, seeing the pores on my face, the bags under my eyes, I think you can do it. All right, what are we doing here? We're moving this thing over. Okay. I want to keep that mushroom there just in case things get a little dicey. That was close. There we go, now we can get it. Alright, this level, I'm glad we played it. It's pretty cool, but I wonder how much longer it is. Maybe part of why it has the longer, Okay, yeah, it was just because of the checkpoint. Someone did it from the checkpoint. We're up to 98. Remember, your first mortgage was 3%. Now the current one's 6, exactly, Kid Spooky. For 10 years? I don't even know, Elder. You'd have to Google it, bro. Here. Please, people, don't take this in a political direction. I just want to give the facts since it came up. We're just going to keep it at that. Hey, can you briefly give us a rundown of the rates in the United States on 10-year, 20-year, 30-year mortgages?
As of mid-May 2026, average mortgage rates in the U.S. are around 5.7% for a 10-year fixed loan, about 6.3 to 6.5% for a 20-year fix, and roughly 6.4 to 6.8% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. These rates may vary depending on the lender and individual circumstances.
There it is. There's the facts, chat. Almost have more equity in your house than how much I owe on it. Hey, that's beautiful. Yeah, I had to definitely dig deep on that one. What's going on, Jack? You have a physical education exam tomorrow. Get a good luck. Of course, Jack. You're going to do great, bro. You're gonna what now? What does that even mean? A physical education exam? I don't think I ever had one of those. What do you have to do to monetize the music channel? I need like 2,000 watch. I think it might be 3,000 watch hours. So I got to make long videos. That will help quite a bit. Okay, 98 lives, 2,619 please. And thank you, yeah. I didn't want to talk and interrupt it. Thank you for the GG's 20 joules. Oh, 5 people been in. Nobody liked the 2.5-minute world record. We really don't have time, chat. I'm going to skip this. I'm sorry. Sorry if that bothers anybody. But we only have 6 clears and we're at 40 minutes. We need at least, we haven't had like any, we haven't had many of the little 10-second dealies. Okay, here we go. This is a little more like it. 78 people been here. 4 people liked the 26-second world record. It was a home screen clone. Am I on Spotify? Not yet. It's a PT test. Oh my gosh, hold left. I saw it as I was entering the door. Thank you, Dave. What timing, bro? It's impressive. If I had a shell, we could farm one ups right there. I could steal one of these springs, but I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. Because we can wall jump. No!
Oh no!
One more. This lost my like for that, but at least it'll be a quick... There it is. That was in all caps. What's the test? What do you gotta do for a PT test? Like pull-ups or push-ups or crunches? What do they make you do? And how do you fail? Like, what if you're just out of shape? You just failed the class? That seems crazy. In high school, for me, it was based on attendance. As long as you showed up and changed for the class, you would pass. So that's why I'm interested to hear about what a physical education exam, or is it like a written exam? Like, I'm so curious, Jack. Let me know, bro. Oh, you might have already left. I don't know if you're still in the chat. Did I like this? No, I didn't like the no warning there. Who's farming one ups when they have 98 lives? That's me. I hated gym class too, Jan. It was awkward. Thanks, Susie. Appreciate you. Yeah. Thanks for understanding, Spacer. Might be physical where you gotta get into the police officers or firefighters. That's true. I was assuming it was school related. But that makes more sense, Steffi. Thanks, Suze. 98 lives, 3,620 clears. I got behind here. Mystery. No damage allowed. Oh. Teacher always told you, not so many words, you're always making puppies. I don't know that phrase. Got to do a 2-mile run within a certain time for your age, push-ups and sit-ups. When you're in high school, they did a PT test at the beginning and the end, and they measured your improvement. That's pretty cool. Okay, there it is, Jack. So you're in high school. So is it in order to pass, you have to do a certain number of push-ups or something? Because that seems so wildly unfair. 41 people been here, 5 people liked it, 57-second world record. What's the translation here? Reach the goal without taking any items. Okay, I appreciate that. Oh, boy. I got to imagine something's going to fall on the bomb there, right? There it is. Okay. All right, there's another one. I think I'm safe here. I don't love the noise. Not a huge fan of the noise, buddy. I'm not a big fan of the noise, buddy! Bad move, Pat. Well, now we can just get him, but I think we're going to be stuck now. Yeah. And that's the end. Ugh. What's up, Troy? Hand release push-ups. I don't know what you're even talking about, Jordan. The physical fitness test. You see a pipe, don't enter it. We're old. Remember doing physical exam? See, it was never part of a grade for me. At my school, to keep it even, it was about attendance. You had to at least try. It was a participation situation. Because there's a lot of different things that can affect someone's ability to do this stuff. Am I from Boston? I'm from the Boston area. I'm from the Boston area. Oh, no! Oh, my gosh, chat. This is so annoying. It says reach the goal without taking damage. It sure does, Troy. You too, Loppy. Shout out to you. That's crazy, bro. I'm tempted to skip, but it's a quick clear. That's what's got me sticking around. He said I has to do 40 push-ups for his PE final. And if he fails to do it, does he not get a... Because this is how it worked for me. At my high school, You had to pass gym, physical education, in order to graduate. So it was a big deal if one way or another you failed gym. Because that sounds crazy, bro. That's a lot of push-ups. I can't do 40 push-ups right now. The noise is brutal here. The noise is brutal. Here we go. Okay, we're at the grand finale here. Oh, no. Oh, buddy, that was close. Wow. Now, yes! Whew. Glad that's over. Glad that is over. No, there was Spike's riot. There was no way to make it out. Did you agree the same for a math class? The attendance thing? No, the math actually is a skill. It's a brain skill. Brain skill, the way they did that is they had different levels of class. Like they had the honors class, the college prep class. But as far as physical ability to tie up your education or your ability to graduate and your ability to do push-ups sounds insane. Back to 99 Law. Thanks, Lady Erica, Susie, Mary, Simon, and Law. In New York, they made you do everything unless you had a doctor's note saying you can't. Well, that's the thing. You had to participate, but you didn't have to hit a certain number in order to pass. Did you take requests? No. Sorry, Mullins. I'm working on... thank you, Lady Erica, for the 250 jewels. I'm working on this goal to hit 10,000 clears by New Year's, so that's why I'm kind of in a rush. I did not like that. In our school, you get points for showing up in the final PT test if you didn't fail, if you couldn't hit the mark. 20 push-ups and a 15B and so on type of thing. I don't understand. For the females, they had to do 25 sit-ups. That just sounds stupid to me. Unfortunately, if I'm going to be very blunt about it, your ability to graduate high school should not hinge upon your physical athletic ability. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people going through different physical ailments that would directly impede their ability to do 40 push-ups. Like I'm saying, I can't even do 40 push-ups, and I work out 3 times a week. I'm in pretty good shape now, and I could definitely not do 40 push-ups. I max out like right around 20. Okay, 99 lives, 3,621 clears. Just seems dumb. I'll be glad when the education system is completely different. I don't think it's going to be too far off. 40 people been here, 4 people liked it, minute 18 world record. 10, 10, 10, what they did in 94. Are you saying you couldn't graduate if you couldn't do 10 of each? Because that's... I'm wondering if that's part of what was different. I wonder if these places that have gym class set up that way with those standards, if maybe they're not as... maybe they're not as strict about tying it into your ability to graduate. That's my guess. That's what I'm guessing here. That's where I think there's an important distinction. Because like I've said many times now, at my school, in order to graduate, you had to pass gym class. Are you kidding, Pat? Okay, that worked out. Pass, fail, PE. But this is my question, Doug. Did you need to pass PE in order to graduate? That is the question I'm looking for the answer. That is the part that is still unknown to me. For me, the answer is yes. You had to pass PE in order to graduate. But you did not have to be a certain amount of physically fit. That sounds absolutely insane. Borderline asinine. Candy pastel, so that's where it is for you? That's so bizarre, bro. That is the most bizarre thing I've heard in a long time. I'm so glad I don't have kids. I would be freaking out. I would be freaking out having to deal with school systems and that type of rule. That is so bizarre. You want to talk about a dumb rule. Kid could grow up to be a scientist that cures cancer, but unless they can do 20 push-ups, sorry. Sorry. Doesn't matter how smart you are. You got to do the push-ups. Hey, I wanted that. Graduation art, really? Just 9th grade? It seems like you told me two different things there. It's a yes or no question. Could you fail gym? Here, I'll put it in a yes or no question form. Was it possible to fail gym and still graduate? Jan had to pass physical education in Canada to graduate. And in order to pass physical education, did you have to do a certain number of push-ups? What is this? I don't want to lose now. As if high school's not tough enough to get through, especially if you're overweight or you're still working on your eating habits, or maybe you have overweight parents and everything they serve up to you is incredibly caloric. And then you're going to not be able to graduate, bro? That's so dumb. That is so utterly dumb. I couldn't disagree with that much more. There's a door behind there, but I can't get to it. I had to have a full year of gym credit in Florida when you graduated. In order to pass gym, did you have to do a certain number of push-ups? You didn't, Doug. You did distance learning? There's the end. A girl graduating class had to do summer school to graduate because she missed too many gym classes. See, that was how it was for me. You had to pass gym, but in order to pass gym, it was based on attendance. You had to attend and participate. That, to me, is more reasonable than saying you have to be able to do a certain number of push-ups in order to graduate. That's so bizarre. It almost sounds like it can't be true, but multiple people are saying it's true. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I got to confirm it with AI because it's not adding up to me. Okay, when I was growing up, in order to graduate high school, I needed to pass physical education all 4 years. But in order to pass, all that had to happen was I had to attend and participate. Is it true that in some places, in order to pass physical education, you need to do a certain number of push-ups and then potentially are not able to graduate because you couldn't do a certain number of push-ups?
It's uncommon, but not entirely unheard of. In most schools, physical education is still more about participation and effort rather than meeting rigid physical standards. However, there have been isolated instances where certain fitness benchmarks like push-ups or running times were tied to a grade. Typically, if such requirements exist, there are alternative ways to pass, like showing improvement or meeting personal goals. But it's rare for graduation to hinge solely on a single physical standard like a set number of push-ups.
The physical fitness test is not what we're talking about, though. That has always existed, and that is wildly different than not being able to graduate because you can't do a certain number of push-ups. What they have posted, the 10 Commandments. Dave, wait, that came out of left field. Remember, people, let's keep politics and religion out of this. We're talking about a very well, I guess I can't say neutral topic, but certainly not a controversial. In other words, let's not bring politics and religion into this. I'm talking about the most base level, fair to everyone. You should not have to do a certain number of push-ups to graduate. That's just like the most basic logic I can imagine. It is just absolute nonsense. Absolute and utter nonsense. You don't remember having to pass a physical endurance thing, but you didn't finish school. You got your GED when you're in junior year. There you go. You had a 20-foot rope climb to bypass to A grade? I don't even understand. Most places they've heard from other friends. It's mainly about participating and dress it out. See, that's what it was for me, Anthony. Thanks for the rose, Andre. Sure, big shout out to Sherbalerm. I remember not getting the presidential award because I couldn't touch my toes. Yeah, they definitely, I remember that when they do the presidential test and they have those numbers that you try to hit. And I never got anywhere close to that, but that also wasn't reflected in my grade. Yeah, this is the escape, Steffi, exactly. This was participation-based, but they're looking for any improvement. How bizarre. again, this is one of 1,000 reasons why I would not be able to handle being a parent in 2026. I would not be able to handle it. 28 people been here. 2 people like the 2-minute world record. We're an hour in and we have 9 clears and we've only skipped 3 times. They would pass you even if you didn't participate in dress. I like that even better. I think making gym a required part of school is so dumb. Meanwhile, they'll cut music and art in a heartbeat. But you got to do 20 push-ups to graduate, bro? That's so stupid. And I honestly don't use words like that often. Especially on stream, but even just in general. But wow, that just strikes me as so stupid. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Oh, told you. Put your foot over your head and couldn't touch your toes. Yeah, you don't need that presidential award. Forget it, Sherbs. All the categories you scored high in was flexibility. Okay, there you go. Elementary school is mainly about what you could do. There's a ton of leeway. It should be an optional thing. It should be optional. That's my opinion. Make it optional. Nothing should hinge upon your physical ability in high school. It's like one of the hardest times to go through in life. The last thing you need is the additional pressure of performing physically in order to graduate, bro. It's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. I cannot wait till all these systems get broken down to nothing. I'll be so happy. I'll be the happiest one. I will be the happiest one when our current education system just goes right down the tubes. I will be celebrating. I will celebrate. Stuff like here in Massachusetts, they have this test called the MCAS test. The students hate it and the teachers hate it. And it's a state requirement. It's completely meaningless stupidity. As you can tell, I really have a lot of disagreements with the way the education system runs. But hearing anybody not being able to graduate because they couldn't do 20 push-ups feels like the most extreme. You had your MCAS test yesterday? Why didn't you get the flour? Because I wouldn't be able to pick up the snow. It appears to me like the whole challenge of this level is to keep this power up. Can you imagine a high honor roll straight A's, but you can't do 20 push-ups? Exactly, bro. I would be freaking out. In your school, if you couldn't do the push-ups, you wouldn't fail. It hurt your grade. Well, it's already dumb that you get a grade for gym. It's just so stupid. It's just very stupid, in my opinion. Oh, it's going to change soon, Jorge. It's going to change soon. I'm convinced. Just based on the population. People, do you realize in the past 100 years, globally, the population went from 4 billion to 8 billion, doubled for all of history, for all of time. Imagine the beginning of time, the beginning of humanity, however you want to believe that happened, right? From then up to 100 years ago. That's how long it took to create 4 billion humans. And then less than 100 peeny little years later, less than 100 peeny little years later, we doubled it. That is way too many people in way too short of a time. In the most extreme example I could ever get my head around. 4 billion people in 100 years is unfathomable. Gonna minimize recess? How will it change? I don't know how, but I'm telling you it's gonna have to. There's already... The teachers are a disaster. What's up, Cypher TY? Remember getting the fitness award for doing 70-plus sit-ups in a minute? Signed by Arnold himself. That's awesome, Eric. Now, see, I like that. That, like, to be able to reward the people that can do it, Eric, I'm totally on board with that. It's the idea of requiring people who are unable to do it or punishing them for not being able to do it. But I'm totally down to celebrate the people that can. I'm 100% on board with that. Let's celebrate your abilities. But let's not punish someone else that doesn't have the same abilities. That's what I'm saying. And obviously, with my special education background, a lot of my opinions are heavily influenced by that experience of 10 years as a special educator. Okay, did I like this? I mean, I did. It was just so long. Thanks for the follow, Anonymous. Education system cannot change as quickly as humanity has grown. I agree with that. That's why we just got to scrap it. Minimizing recess in elementary school is crazy. I 100% agree. I 1,000,000% agree. How the education system changed, I don't know, but it's gonna. By one way or another, it's gonna. Good evening, Just Peachy 54. 99 lives, 3,623 clears. You should all just be very relieved I'm not in charge. That's all I can tell you. Be very happy that I'm not the one making the calls. Because how many clears is that? 12? Okay, we are on pace here. We are on pace. What changes will be made? You'll never have to do push-ups to pass, for one, doctor. Everything's about test scores. Yeah, that needs to change. MCAS needs to change. SATs need to change. The way we test needs to change. The way we teach needs to change. Accommodating visual learners, all the different learning styles. Teaching emotional regulation so people aren't killing each other. There's a lot that can be done that is currently swept under the rug. You'd argue a similar logic. Requiring gym would apply to math or science? I don't understand. There should be a baseline of all types of skills? No, not physical. I agree mental, but not physical. We need athletes as we need mechanics and other experts. Needs to be baseline proficiency. Not for everybody, though, bro. Not everybody needs to be a mechanic. There's enough people who are gifted physically that can do those jobs. There's no need to make it a requirement for everybody. In Western Canada, grade 10 physical education is required, and mark is based mostly on effort, attendance, and participation. See, well, that I like. Effort, attendance, participation. That doesn't include ability. You could be relatively limited in what you could do physically and still pass. That's how it should be. What's up, Jeff? Job interviews have become like standardized tests too? Yeah, it's all going to change, people. I don't know how, I don't know when, but it's gonna. And we just hit the halfway point, and we're barely on track. And we got to give a big shout-out to AC Tax Group, the sponsor of today's stream. Streaming has taught me that taxes can be insanely complicated. I'm really thankful to have been introduced to AC Tax Group, who has helped me through all my crazy tax questions for the past 3 years with patience and care. They have graciously agreed to be my first sponsor, and as someone who has worked with them directly for years now, I can wholeheartedly recommend them for your tax needs. I genuinely trust them, and I don't trust much. They focus on businesses, rental properties, and people with investments. They can help with any business, big or small, in any state in the USA. So, if you've got a business or a side hustle, you should really consider checking them out. As a streamer with my own business, they have helped mine immensely. They are offering a free 30-minute consult for my viewers. Just use my link in the pinned comment or mention that Super Pat sent you when you contact them. And I even get a referral bonus if you end up working with them. So please consider it if you're looking for any help with your taxes. You hated the standardized testing. You have the STAR test, standardized test specifically for geometry and high school exit exam. There we go. Shout out to AC Tax Group. In Austria, you have to be there and give your best, and you get an A. There we go. It should be pass-fail. If you try, you pass. It should be the absolute bottom of the totem pole as far as a universal requirement for every human that goes through the system. It's just basic logic. Not everybody needs to be fit, and there's a lot of very valid reasons to not be fit when you're, especially in high school of all places, one of the toughest, most hormonal parts of life where there's so many things to go through. There's already so much pressure in that department, so the idea of school adding it on, it's just nonsense. Take school, you should be my special ed teacher. There you go, Loppy. I'd be down. I miss being a special educator so much. Maybe someday. It just doesn't pay even half as much as my job now, which is horrific. It should not be that way. That's a whole other issue. Is part of why there's no good teachers, or so few good teachers, is you can't afford to be a teacher. Most teachers have multiple jobs. When I was a special educator, almost everybody I knew had some kind of side hustle in addition to being a teacher, which is nonsense. This is what I'm saying. PE is to promote healthy living and healthy lifestyles. Part of looking at mental health, and I love that it exists and can promote those things, but your ability to graduate should not be hinged upon it. But I agree that it's a positive thing to introduce, especially to people who have like unhealthy upbringings, unhealthy home life, all that kind of stuff. I definitely think it's a beautiful thing to offer. It should never be required, and you can't move on in life unless you do that. There's a lot of very valid reasons to not be able to. That would be my clear response. 99 lives, 3,623 clears. But let the record show, as strong as my opinion is on this, I don't believe I have the one and only correct opinion. I think this is a complicated topic. What is this? 14 people been here. One person liked it. 2-second world record. But I definitely feel very strongly about this when you're talking about requiring every kid that goes to school. Because again, and remember, a lot of my background is special education, which to many people you'd probably think is the exceptions. Like you're not necessarily factoring them in. But a lot of them have to go through the public school system. The Wall of Demons, that's the name of this one. That's why I'm saying universally requiring it is straight up dumb. Not that the class itself is dumb and can't be a positive thing. Requiring it of everyone to graduate or to be punished to not be able to do it, that's straight up dumb. But it can be a beautiful thing. Okay, we've got 1 second to do it. 10 seconds to do it. Oh, we got a chance. Here we go. Thank you for the gift, Andre.
Mario time.
Okay, nice quick one. We need lots of those. We need lots of those. I mean, I like that they gave you the full 10 seconds and all the piles, so I'll give you that, buddy. And I like that it was quick. Thanks, Dave and George. Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Sharon. 99 lives, 3,624 clears. But this is one of a million reasons why I can't bear to be a parent, because I have no control. I have no control over what the school's going to require, and especially if my kid ended up having any kind of disabilities, I would be the most fierce advocate. I would be their nightmare at the school, and I would probably die an early death from heart attack from all the stress I'd put myself through trying to deal with it. Thank you for the follow, MK33. 18 people been here, one person liked a 21-second world record. This looks trolly. Ba-da-da-ba. Well, we saw that it was the third one. But we saw the first one's not. It's just pick a path. Okay, but Dave's got the answers. It's last. We'll leave a comment since you can't see this one. Last one. We got the 99 lives, at least, Doug. We got that 99. There we go. We know it's not the first or second one. That's either the third. Wait, are you sure it's the second? Because we just it looked for sure. Oh, okay. I was totally wrong. Bro, how many things out? It said it was 22nd level, but it seems like there's so many. The other half is a parent. She has to take her kids to gym class. They're encouraged to be active anyway. There are those who can't participate, and those kids receive a different type of engagement. See? That's all I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Eric. That's exactly what I'm proposing. They are all encouraged to participate, and the people that can't receive a different type of engagement. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They're not going to be punished or held back. This one's the third. Oh, 2 options. There you go, J-Man. Glad you got some. Oh my gosh, Chad! How is it possible that someone did this in 21 seconds? They just knew every answer and then instantly went to it? I am very much regretting bothering with this. Well, we have one more comment to leave, so we'll leave it here. But this is my true nightmare of a level. This is my true nightmare. Alrighty. Here we go. Walk through town as if you were young again, run a couple errands. Very nice. Get me out of here. Okay, sending my son to school is the scariest thing for me. We went homeschool. That's almost exactly what I'd almost definitely end up homeschooling my kid. But then you've got the challenge of the socialization. You get that not everyone has that option. Yeah, and it's expensive and tricky. And your ability to teach is right on the forefront and can definitely complicate the relationship. So, yeah, just it's such a... Again, and this is part of why you hear me over and over again commend the parents out there. Everyone who's a parent, you are doing something that has a weight to it. I'm telling you on an honest level, I can't bear. I genuinely believe I would be dying an early death if I had a kid. For that because I'd care too much and have there's no great answers for so many things like that. So that's where you have my full heart, my whole respect if you're a parent. Do I have a kid? No. No, I've known since high school I wasn't going to have a kid. Thanks, Dennis, Susie, Em, and George. By choice, to be clear. 99 lives, 3,625 clears. There's so many programs for homeschool kids. Not getting socialization is a myth. Well, maybe I wasn't clear. If you only if you're all of your socialization is with other homeschool kids, I don't think that's a great socialization program. But to be fair, going to a public school, that also has its own set of issues for socialization. So again, my point was not there's no options. My point is of all the options that are available in all the different lanes you can go down, I don't like any of them. That's what I'm saying. Sent his first job interview. Congratulations to him, Riley. What's up, Courier? We're back up to 99, Lumberjack. Do a hybrid online homeschool so the kids meet up every month on a field trip. Okay. Now, is all the kids that meet up, are they all homeschooled? I had a couple friends that were homeschooled, and there was a very clear difference. And they did the homeschooled socialization, and there was a very obvious difference in the way in which they interacted with us in the world versus the people that actually went to school. Not to say that's everybody. And again, I'm not saying any one choice is the wrong choice or bad choice, just that there's so many issues with all of it. But life is like that. It's very complicated. And this is part of why being responsible for human development is so overwhelming. But that's part of why, as a teacher, I really embraced it and felt like, okay, here's my opportunity as sort of this third party to make a difference in a meaningful way. And they're all homeschooled. Yes, that's tricky. That's a tricky thing. Your son graduating early as a junior, then your daughter's 2 more years. You survive. There you go, Jimmy D. Again, you parents out there have my ultimate respect to the most extreme degree. 49 lives, 49 people been here. 3 people liked it, 12-second world record. Come on, bruh. If this was not 12 seconds and I didn't have 99 lives, I'd be skipping immediately. I'm going to leave a comment, Z through door. Ultimately, the reality is every kid is very different in what they need when it comes to their brains, their social life. Every kid is incredibly different. One kid might be able to have the best social experiences with just the homeschool kids and be better off for it. That person exists. Wow, that was strange. But there's many others that's not going to be a great fit. Just like not everybody's going to be able to do 20 push-ups by the time they're 16 years old or whatever the thing is. Did I like this? I mean, no, I didn't. Not the spring pot. Thank you, Kid Spooky and Ty. Okay, we're at 26, and we started with 11, so we're at 15. We got it right. 99 lives, 3,626 clears. There's a 16-year-old at one of your previous jobs who was homeschooled and already graduated. Very cool. And I hope I'm making it clear that I don't have a negative opinion about any of these things. I think can be very positive depending on the kid. But I also think depending on the kid, a lot of these things can be destructive. That's my main point. Not that any of these choices are inherently horrible for everybody, but that there are many that are horrible depending on the kid. That's my ultimate point. Homeschool is how you figured out you had ADHD and finally got medicated. Fought so much at the beginning, it was rough. I can imagine. Well done working through it, Jess. That ain't easy, but you did it right. 110 people been here, 13 people liked it, 42nd world record, a lot of question marks. A lot of question marks. Uh-oh, I made a mistake.
Oh, no.
I gotta wait till they're in that formation. When you come to the vine section, it's the third vine. Even this has pick a path. What was the world record? 40 seconds. We'll give it another whirl. Okay, wait till they're in the above formation like that. Oh, I need one of those. Thank you. This is the vine part, maybe? When you come to a Vine section, it's the third Vine, so it can't be this. Favorite part of Glenn Martin promo? I don't know what you're talking about. Threven? Okay, third Vine. Right here. We'll leave a comment. So the people know. Good evening, Yuri. What's up, Lewis? Yikes. All right, back to 99.
Oh yeah, Mario
Back
time.
to 99. Thanks, Frank. And yeah, that has never helped me in the dating world. Since high school, trying to only date people that don't want to have kids. Guess how many people in there, like when I was in my 20s, guess how many people were, when I was in my 20s, that they were in their 20s and were willing to say, you know what, I'm happy to never have children. You're talking about the teeniest, tiniest percentage of people. And even now in the late 30s, early 40s club, there's still the majority either have kids or want kids. It's really quite a thing. But I get it. I don't think I appreciate that I'm the weird one out. I totally accept that I'm the odd one out. But when you talk about its impact in that way, I did not like this. Thank you for the share, Jonas. 99 lives, 3,627 clears. If you want to have kids, you definitely should. If you don't want to have kids, you definitely shouldn't. 39 people been here, 5 people liked it, 7-second world record. I got to take out all these bob-ombs in 10 seconds. There's got to be a trick to it. A Z? That's not fast enough.
Oh no.
Nothing hidden. You don't want kids either? You want to be a fun uncle? There you go. Totally valid. Totally valid. Don't let anybody pressure you into it. It's not what you want. Oh, no. No! I could have had it right there. Okay, I think we got this. Probably the most meaningful thing in life is having kids. Like, there's nothing that's going to be more life-changing than that. I think so. By 5 seconds, I think I have to have them all lit up for the first time maybe ever. Women in their 40s are having more kids than teenagers. I believe it. That's certainly what I'm seeing. Is that gonna do it? No.
Oh no.
Is there a better way to go about this? Okay, being a stepmom, that's where you draw the line. Totally valid. Totally valid. Oh, that didn't work out. How many lives do I want to waste on? Not waste, but... Well, I guess it's a quick clear, so I should stick with it.
Oh no.
Quick clear with 3 1-ups. I think maybe I gotta work my way up the stack. Oh. Okay, that was tough, but kind of cool.
Mario time.
But of course, that I want to make it very clear. I'm not saying that no one can have a kid accidentally or that didn't think they wanted them and then end up having one, and it can be the best experience of your life. I'm not saying you're doomed if you do have kids when you didn't want them. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that while you have the choice in front of you, especially if you're young, while you have the choice, while you have control over the situation, be intentional about that choice and don't let... I've had some friends who have been pressured into it either by a partner or by a parent, and it can get, and especially as a teacher, you see some pretty wild home lives that, yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. But I am certainly not saying you're doomed if you have a kid when you didn't want one, or don't get to have a kid when you did want to have one. Life is very complicated, as we've had in all our. That should be the takeaway from our discussions today. Life is incredibly complicated. There is no one size fits all. You can plan the best you can, but even the best plans can fall apart. A lot of life is about dealing with what you get, even when you weren't expecting it. I certainly never would have believed that my mom was going to die before I turned 21. That's been my own little personal obstacle to work through, and there's a million others with a million different stories, different versions of loss or of unexpected circumstances. And yeah, I hope I'm making that clear, because I can say things very bluntly, it can come across as though it's one-sided. So this is me not backpedaling, but wanting to make sure I'm providing the context that I don't think I know everything, and I don't think my way of thinking is the way everyone should think, but I do know why I think the way that I think. And that's what I'm trying to share. Never thought you would have kids when you were younger. Now you got 2, 13 and 8. There you go, Dennis. Stepping up being a dad, I love to hear it. That was me. I didn't want any, but birth 2. And they're the greatest thing ever. It hasn't been easy, but I have a great support system. And there it is. There's a beautiful thing. There is an absolutely beautiful thing. 97 lives, 3,628 clears. But the one thing I would stand by as the correct opinion of anything I've shared is no one should fail high school because they can't do 20 push-ups. That's the one statement that I would stand by and argue till I was red in the face about, is no one. There shouldn't be any kid that goes through high school and then isn't able to graduate because they couldn't do 20 push-ups. That, I feel like, is an objective truth. But outside of that, everything else I said can be argued against in very valid ways. But no one should not graduate because they couldn't do 20 push-ups. That's what I'm saying. No, ChatGPT certainly doesn't know everything. 6 people video, 1 person liked it. Minute 10 world record. Another kind of long one. Another one on the long side of things. Do I not want the... It seems like I don't want the flower. Is that a troll? I think it is. I'm not going to find out. Oh, it actually let me do that. And we're going to... Well, we would... Yeah, why not? There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's what started the whole conversation, J-Man. The idea that you couldn't graduate because you couldn't do 20 push-ups. Your son has to do 40, but not to graduate in order to pass PE. Because remember, that's very different. That's a very different thing. I feel like Law made some valid points about the validity and the positive things that can come from a physical education class that I actually do agree with. That's why I'm framing the opinion very clearly. No one should fail high school for failing to do 20 push-ups. That's my stand-by-it opinion. But everything else about, because I also said a lot of other things that I would feel much less strongly about. But that I'd underline in bold. Nobody should fail high school for not being able to do 20 push-ups. Did I like this? I don't know how trolly it was, but I did enjoy it. The 50 was safe? Okay, so that was just me. That was me not trusting. What's up, Balin? What's up, Wheels the Deal? Big shout out to a great creator over on TikTok. Wheels the Deal. 3,629 clears. See, that to me is the line. I think it's great to have strong opinions and to know why you think what you think. But I do think it's important to recognize that's not necessarily the right answer. I really do embrace that. Somebody in another party of state got expelled. Okay, well that's okay. Now you're going in another direction, J-Man. 99 lives, 2,629 clears. But overall, I got to say, big shout out to the chat. Thank you for keeping it family friendly. We didn't take it political. We didn't get religious. That's all right. We're going to not talk about weapons, J-Man. Now that you're continuing about it, I was hoping you're going to pick up the hint there, but I guess you didn't. Please. I don't want to have to start deleting comments, J-Man, please. 19 people been here. 3 people liked it. 3-second world record. Oh, that was almost it. Oh, you got to do this the hard way. Oh, that was it! Oh. Hopefully I don't have to explain why that's an incredibly sensitive topic. Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. Oh, and that was going to work. There it is. No! Oh, my gosh. That's it! Oh, boy. That was tough. Yeah, I would say that. I'm surprised that's an expert. I'd qualify it as that's a tough move. That requires pretty precise timing. If I couldn't already do Kaizo, I'd be in trouble. But that's not the level creator's fault. That's the game's fault. Thanks, Logan and M. 99 lives, 3,630 clears. Thanks, Sharon. Still at 99. I'm impressed. Thanks, Frank and Jorge. Wow. Almost, it feels like the vast majority of the levels today have been over a minute. 47 people been here, 7 people liked it, minute and a half world record. But, with that said, we've literally only... Okay, interesting. We've only skipped twice. Yeah, somehow got misplaced there, J-Man. Lava's not rising. Looks like I could have just gone over the top. But I would have missed out on this juicy 10 coin. Come on, bruh. Could have at least given me a 30. Thanks for the follow, Big E. Single trick Kaizo and expert. So bizarro. No mushroom? I was going to say, where's the mush? Give me the mush. Show me the mush. Show me the money. I'm going to watch Jerry Maguire again. I like that one. That's going to be tricky to start. Okay. We definitely had more than... Oh, no, no, no! Oh, okay, we got control. We got control. We need a peace switch. There you are. Bro. Bro! Bro Chacho, what's up, Sierra? Why are you doing this to me? Thanks, Frank and Digital Ninja. Thank you, Dave, M, and George. George of the jungle. I did not like the hidden block part. They were even laughing at me. 99 lives, 3,631 clears. I'm glad we pulled it off there, Jan. Thanks, Nicole and Peter. Thanks, Sharon, Jorge, Andre, and Digital Ninja. Thanks for the GGs. Thanks, yeah. Oh, boy. We can cheese this a little bit. 9 people been in. Nobody liked it. Minute 10 world record with 90 seconds on the clock. I could go over the top. I could sneak through this little gap here. I can also sneak this star power. Oh, I made a wrong choice. We need to get to that star ASAP. Did we make a wrong choice again? No. Okay. What's up, Barbara? Remember the timer, Pat. Bro, I gave it my best. And you gave me nothing back. What's the buffer at? 181. Thank you for the rose, Gaza. 8 people been here, 1 person liked it. 9.4 second world record. What do we have here? We need a P-switch. Someone must have left a comment. One of these got to have a P-switch, right? I'm afraid to go down here. Okay. What is the buffer? The buffer is how many... Right now, I have to get 30... There's a dev exit at the left. I had it wrong. I have to get 25 clears Monday through Thursday, 30 clears on Friday, and 40 clears on Saturday and Sunday. Over this way, probably. The first hidden block is over the arrow. Oh. Eight blocks up, so I probably get it from here. There it is. Okay. There it is. The buffer represents how many level clears ahead of the plan I am. So today I need to get 25 clears. If I was to get 30 clears, I would add 5 to the buffer because I got 5 clears more than I needed for today. And these numbers are based on how many clears I need to get to make 10,000 by the end of the year. So I need 210 clears a week. 25 Monday through Thursday, 30 on Friday, and 40 on Saturday and Sunday. What's up, Jabes? I got a t-shirt on today. How bizarre to give the flower.
Mario time.
It was real hot yesterday. You ain't kidding, Jabes. What's up, Nadim? What's up, Gabu? Did not like that. Ironically, it still took me a minute. Really hope the buffer gets big enough to not playing on Christmas. Yeah, I might be playing on Christmas. Can a level creator delete comments? No. They can delete the level and re-upload. That's the only way they can delete a comment. Thanks, Nicole. I can delete my own comment. But if you're a level creator and you can opt out of allowing comments on your level, but you have to decide that before uploading. If you decide to allow comments, you can't control them once they exist. All right, we've got 21. We need 4 more. Your son's got a really cool entomology project for end of school. I'm definitely more excited about than he is. Just looked at the insects. He has beetles, houseflies, Thames fly, wasps, itty-bitty flies, etc. He's going to take them to school tomorrow and pin them. Friend raises them and releases butterflies, and donating one doesn't make it to release. Wow, that's quite a project. 99 lives, 2,632. My science project as a kid was the tides. You can turn comments off after uploading a level. Okay. That I didn't know. So if you got, is that true that if you got a comment on your level, then you could turn comments off? That would run counter to everything I had been told up to now, but I could definitely be wrong. You can report them if they're against Nintendo's agreement. That I've heard, Sherbs. 53 people banned it, 6 people liked it, 36-second world record. I think we're going to turn these comments off. You've done that, so you've uploaded your level, opted to allow comments, and then after receiving a comment on your level, you've changed the setting without having to take down the level to not allowing comments, and that essentially deleted the comment? Do I have that correct? Oh. Wait. Oh, you're going back and forth. No, it doesn't delete existing comments. It disables future comments. Okay, so there it is. So I just left that comment. If the level creator didn't like it and said, oh, man, I don't want that comment to be there, their only course of action is going to be to delete the level and re-upload it. That's the only way they get rid of the comment I just made. Now we got it. M's down with entomology. You like the design of this level? This is a good one, Peter. Thanks, Digital Ninja. Yeah, I liked it. Good night, Caleb. Thanks, George, Peter, and Sierra. Thanks, Jess. Wow, we talked about all types of stuff today, chat. Thanks, Nadim. What's my favorite Mario song music? The castle theme. Dum dum. Wah, now, 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 now. That one. 99 lives, 3,633 clears. Like, my favorite Star Wars song is The Empire. Well, it's a tie between Empire and Luke's. Is it Luke's theme? What plays when he's looking at the two suns in the first one? 325 people banned it, 51 people liked it, 44-second world record. I'm pretty sure that's Luke's theme. This is cool. Wow. Okay, I like it. There we go. This is awesome. Oh no!
Oh no!
I didn't look before I leapt. Got some bad news today. Your aunt's in hospice. Had lung cancer. That's very sad, told the gym. I'm sorry your family's going through that. That's when I want to go. Yeah, I can't wait till we have a cure for cancer. I can't believe we don't already. That was close. Wait, what? What? Oh, I was supposed to wait for this. That's what I was missing. Nice. Okay, that was awesome. Just had a couple spots you had to wait that I failed to wait. But much easier to brush that off when you get so many lives. Nice one, buddy. Thanks, Nadim. Thanks, Frank. Ba-da-bow. There we go. Sierra, Peter, Barack, George, M, and Dave. Thanks, Susie. 99 lives, 3,634 clears. Speed run. All right. 43 people been here, 3 people liked it, 54-second world record. I jumped too early. All right. Hopefully we can trust it. Hopefully we can trust it. I wonder why it shows the spring there. Is that a lie? I think I have to take the top path. I'm starting to not trust this. I'm starting to not trust what I'm seeing. Doo doo boo, ba da ba ba da boo doo boo. Wow, that was close. Oh boy. There you go. There it was, Dave. No, 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 no. Well, that worked out. No. Almost just got myself locked out. There we go. What's up, Josh? Threading the needle here, Smitty. If you're wondering why I didn't spin jump, it's because I would have automatically thrown a fireball that would have, there we go, that would have messed up the whole dealio. Done with work till Tuesday. There we go. Super long weekend. You got that extra long weekend, Josh. Love to hear that. There we go, George, Sierra, Midnight. A little lacking a little indication, in my opinion. All right. We're one away from hitting quota. We should be able to get a few buffer clears in. 99 lives, 2,635 clears. Thanks, Digital Ninja in Gaza. And tomorrow, usually I stream at 2. It's going to be 2:30 or 3 tomorrow. 150 people been in. Some people like the 21-second world record. And the weekend streams are likely to be earlier. I've been doing it at noon, but I have some family stuff going on. So I might be doing them earlier. So tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday streams, you're going to have to keep an eye on the schedule if you care. I'm not saying you're going to be clearing your schedule to show up, but if you do care to know, I'm not going to know until I make the schedule. Excuse me, and even then, it'll be tentative. 115 people been here. 7 people liked it, 21-second world record. Trolling me. Oh, we can cheese it. Beautiful. That was a happy accident.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
All right. Seemed fair enough. But we found that stinky cheese. Thanks, Frank, Alucard, Wheels the Deal, and Eben. Speedrun. Thanks, Courier, Dave, Kid Spooky, and George. Getting cheesy. Getting cheesy in here. All right. 99 laps, 2,636 clears. We want some quick ones. Minute or less for the end of the stream. Holy moly. Minute or less. Okay, you qualify. 113 people been here, 22 people liked it, 35-second world record. No mush? Okay. Thanks, Blue Man. Honk. Whoa. Let me get another one. Okay, let's just go. Uh-oh. Oh, I couldn't react in time. Okay. This is a keep the power up is critical. But we also know we found the hidden one up right off the bat. I mean, it's indicated. Maybe it's a holy moly because it has wings. That's a creative thought. Could be it. Holy moly's right. Okay, this we have to keep. There we go. That's what we needed. Whoa. Give me a lot of options. Oh. Come on, bro. I mean, for all those arrows to still be able to find a pit feels a little, I'm not sure what the right word is. Feels like I'm getting the runaround here. Ah! How did I even take damage? Wow. All right. I don't understand what the coins going up there are all about. That's what we want right there. Wow, that got me. Wow, he actually landed! Holy moly's right. Okay. No, I did it again! Okay. Me trying to rush through it is working strongly against me here. When I land, jump on top. This one has the mush. Nope, it's the next one that has the mush. This one. Oh, the one I keep missing. Good. Now, take a breath. That's going to go up. We know that. Go under, then over. Then land on the coins. Get rid of this guy. Get ready to be here. You're good. Z, good. Now we're in new stuff. Gotta go over. Oh, no. No, 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 there's too many! Oh, my gosh, bro. To be fair, it is relatively fun. I will give the level credit to that. The part that's annoying is just the context of I'm wanting to get the clear as quickly as possible so we can put up as many buffer clears as possible. That's the part that's making this annoying. But ultimately, the level itself is pretty fun. Oh. Now, here's what we're going to do. There we go. How did I manage to still lose? No, bro. That's I gotta give it up though. The design to make that possible is pretty good. This is a talented level creator. No! Get me out! All right. It definitely earned a like. It definitely earned a like. And it was tough. Thanks, Digital Ninja. It's super expert according to the program. What's up, Kathy Beef? There is a level creator legend. Shout out to the amazing Kathy Beef. Thanks, George, M, Mary, Simon, and Peter. Paul Simon. 96 lives, 3,637 clears. Gave me a run for my money, exactly. Add it to the buffer. Give me the buffer now. Why are you sad, Cass Bin? Why are you sad? Making me sad. 33 people banned you, 1 person liked it, 46-second world record. There you go. Kathy Beef getting a shout out on Twitch. Check her out, people. What's up, Steven? Why is it got the sad face? Call you Al? Al Green? Reverend Al Green? I was just listening. You know what I was listening to on the work today? Jamming out! Hold right. Call you Paul Simon. Can't chat on Twitch on my channel. That's so weird. Because haven't you chatted on there before? Robinson, Call Me Al by Paul Simon. Oh, I didn't know that song. It's at least not by name. Yeah, I gotta get working on those. Hopefully this long weekend I can put that on the agenda, Peter. See if we can get the first. Trying to make another attempt at a series. Oh my good gracious, we survived. So you have chatted on Twitch before, but now it's not working. That's so weird, Kathy Beef. You're a VIP. That's what I'm trying to come up with. You're a VIP on my stream, so I really don't like that. Oh gosh, look at this. You gotta Kaizo it up now. Patty boy, who is this man? Oops, the same one who gets it 3 times in a row, then doesn't even face the correct direction. The duality of Pat. Hits 3 spring drops in a row, and then does one in the wrong direction. That sums me up pretty well. You can read the chat, but it won't open the box. Yeah, check it. Check the mod settings. But why would it only affect Kathy Beef? That's what's really crazy. Call Me Al's the vid with Chevy Chase. Yeah, you called it, getcha. Thanks, Wheels the Deal, Frank, and Digital Ninja. Okay, I'm down with it. I don't know why I got a sad face. Made me happy. Thanks, Balin. Thanks, Eben. Steven, Sierra, and Susie. Thanks, Jess, Sharon, and Ryan. 95 lives, 3,638 clears. There we go. If it's sub-only chat. Oh, yeah, make sure it's not sub-only chat. That's definitely do that. That's a good thought. Okay, quick one. 9 people been here. 1 person liked it. 60-second world record. 100 seconds on the clock. Oh. Oh, it's one of these. You got to push it over one at a time. Oh. What's up, Laxmi? Are you a bot? Uh-oh. This is a cool idea. I'm down with that. Oh, now we gotta go from the other side. Take it on the other side. I did not do that right. Okay, well now we need a miracle. I believe in miracles. Oh no, wrong way, Patty boy. No! Okay, I like this. Gonna restart everything. Okay, sorry, Kathy Beef. You weren't causing any trouble. I just hate the idea that a VIP is having any trouble. I love the way they designed this. And now I see part of the function of that clause so that you definitely don't miss the power-up. Since you're not going to expect it. This level created thought of everything. Ah. Millisecond away from pulling that off. Ah! The muncher helped me out. Okay, we got 50 seconds left. If there's another room, we might be in trouble. Well, technically there is, but we're not in trouble. Sub-only chat is turned off. Kathy Beef accidentally unfollowed. Kathy Beef would never. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for trying to figure it out. It's on your end. Little box won't open for any stream. Okay. So at least it's not just me. Thank you for double checking Kathy Beef. It's always nice to see you. You really are one of my favorite level creators. So again, that's why it would pain me if I had something going on my end. Do you have to use the chompa? Can you hit him regular? No, your only way was to move him over one block at a time with the note blocks. 94 lives, 3,639 clears. We've added 3 to the buffer. Let's get one more. And then we'll be back up to 185. Oh, gosh. Well, you ready for a first try, chat? 95 people been here. 13 people liked it. 1 second world record. 10 seconds on the clock. I'm going to get this on my first try, just so you know. Bada bing, bada boom. And it was a hidden star! Hidden star, and I didn't even need it. Okay, hold on. We're going to leave the comment, though. Because that could be a run ender for somebody if they... Well, that might be overstating it. You sus made a new Paul Simon? Oh, my gosh. Kathy, I've been so stuck on this challenge that... but I'll find a way. I will find a way. I will find a way to play that level, Kathy Beef. Where is it? There it is. Did anybody leave the comment already? Thank you, Dave. You gave great directions. There we go. Okay, chat, that's a beautiful thing because that brings the buffer up to an even 185, if I'm not mistaken. And the total up to 3640, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, buddy. We got 4 extra today. At the end of yesterday's stream, the buffer was at 181, so there it is. We're back to 185. Last Saturday, we had a bit of a disaster of a stream. And had to, even in the 2 hours that I streamed, I could only get halfway to 40, got 20. I think I only lost 20, Alucard. I think I went from 185 to 165, if I'm not mistaken. But one way or another, my goal is to get that up to 210. Once I have it at 210, that'll represent being able to take a full week of streams off between now and the end of the year. One for each day of the week. And still finish on time. That's the ultimate goal. So, yeah, the schedule for tomorrow, J-Man, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday is going to be all messed up. Fridays in general, I'm going to try to start doing my food prep on Fridays. Going after work to do my shopping, the food shopping, that is. and then get the chicken in the crock pot before the stream. And then right after the stream, be able to portion out my 6.5 pounds of chicken for my lunches and dinners for the next week. So, it's probably going to be closer to 2:30 or 3 o'clock. I'm going to shoot for 2:30, but if you don't see me by 2:30 tomorrow, don't get worried. It'll be 3. And for Saturday and Sunday, for once in my life, I have plans. No romantic plans, but family plans, which are still amazing. And so I probably will do the stream earlier than usual to try to get everything sorted early enough that once I'm out, I'm not trying to rush back to get the stream done. So, Saturday, Sunday, time for the stream, a little bit up in the air, but I'll do my best on the schedule to give you a general idea. About a mega protein diet? Well, I got hit with high cholesterol. I went to my physical at the beginning of this year and found out I have high cholesterol. And then they ordered an endoscopy for me where they put the camera down my throat. And they diagnosed me with Barrett's esophagus, which is the top of my stomach and the bottom of my esophagus. Because of all the acid buildup, it keeps breaking down and rebuilding. And every time it's rebuilding, it's an opportunity for cancer. So because it's very early, it's a low percentile chance of actually developing cancer. Not as of now. But if I just kept going on the same track, eating a lot of fried food, I could get into trouble. Or at least higher the likelihood of getting into trouble. So I've taken it really seriously. And for the past 2 months, basically, I haven't eaten fried food. And I have been meal prepping. I haven't gotten takeout that I've paid for. Once a week, I meet up with my cousin. And he pays for us to go out to eat together. But even then, I'm always getting my grilled chicken, mashed potatoes, and broccoli. So anyways, the point is, and you know what? Since then, chat, as of today, I'm down 17 pounds. And of that 17 pounds, the vast majority of it is fat because I'm actually getting stronger. I'm also working out 3 times a week. And so I'm very encouraged. Doing a little body recomposition here as a bonus to also preserving my life. Being able to live as long as possible. Because that's the thing for me, chat. If I'm going to end up in the hospital one way or another with cancer or anything else, I need to know I took it seriously and did what I could when I had the chance to. I can have a lot more peace about it. Versus I would be the extreme person that lives in the regret of, oh, why didn't I do something? Why didn't I smarten up when I had the chance? I would really, I'd punish myself in a almost unreasonable fashion. So I'm taking that to heart, and I had this moment when I was getting prepped for the procedure, the scope down the throat, the endoscopy, sitting in what was a stretcher, and I had like this moment of clarity of like, bro, you're going to be sitting in this exact spot if you don't, you're going to be sitting in this spot more than you need to if you don't do something about it. And ultimately, there's so many other benefits to eating healthier and exercising. So it is a win-win on every single level. It's just been something I've tried many times to do, and I've never been successful. But a big part of why I've never been successful is I've never been willing to cook my own food, essentially. It's a little more complicated than that. It's less of unwilling and more of being fearful. Like, I'll be totally honest with you. Part of my ADHD and my kind of messed up brain, I can definitely overcomplicate and be overly afraid of things like just dealing with raw chicken has always been a huge turnoff for me, something that I felt like I couldn't do. But this has forced me to face that. And now, you know what the biggest turning, if anybody can relate to that and you have any trouble dealing with raw chicken, you know what's made the biggest difference for me? I just got some food grade rubber gloves. And that might sound really silly, but that made the massive difference for me that now it's so easy for me to do in a way that in the past when I've tried and failed. And so then it's just been one step at a time. I got the rice cooker, and now I've embraced the broccoli and my potatoes. So now basically my whole diet, chat, has become chicken, rice, yogurt, fruits, and vegetables. That's all I eat now. And I eat a lot. I still get almost 2,000 calories. I'm getting a little over 145 grams of protein. I have all my macros set, and I'm hitting everything. And, yeah. So there's the little update. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, M. Your father developed head and neck cancer, throat-based, and it overcame it post-cancer. There you go. Big shout out to him, Kathy Beef. There we go, Sherbs. Thanks for the encouragement. Thank you, Cy. Yeah, it's very easy to be unhealthy, no doubt. Okay, Kathy Beef knows what I'm talking about. You never cook meat in the house, and your name's Kathy Beef. There's some irony there. You're constantly washing your hands and surfaces when you deal with raw chicken. Haven't resorted to gloves yet. Put it in your head. Bro, try the gloves. Try the gloves. Ken, we're not playing. The stream's over, bro. I'm sorry. You decided to make Christmas turkey dinner far outweighed your aversion to raw poultry. Hey, I love that, Jan. So what time tomorrow? 2:30 or 3 o'clock? Probably 2. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Sharon. I see the encouragement. Thank you, Wendy D. Thank you for all that encouragement, chat. That's going to do it for me. Thanks for being here. Hope to catch up with you tomorrow around 2:30. And if you are someone that struggles with depression or anxiety, you are not alone in that struggle, my friend. That's something I struggle with, and there are a lot of us struggling. So if you're one of them, make sure you got someone in your life you can talk to about it, a friend, family member, loved one, or therapist, and try to get some movement in your life. Take a walk outside. Get your headphones in, your favorite music playing. It can make a huge difference in your day, your physical health, and your mental health. So I encourage you with that. Hold on to hope. Believe better days are coming because you never know. Tomorrow could be the best day of your life, but you got to get there to find out. So hang in there. I'm rooting for you. If you're struggling right now, know that being in the struggle means you're still in the fight, and I'm proud of you for making it this far. Don't give up. I know life can get very overwhelming and hit you with some wild lefts and rights, ups and downs, twists and turns, traumas and tragedies, and have you feeling like, oh my gosh, everything's completely ruined. Nothing's ever going to be the same without this person, place, or thing in my life anymore. What's the point when everything's getting worse, not better? And that is a valid way to feel, but it's going to lead you to some wildly inaccurate conclusions. Because the truth is, there's some amazing stuff coming your way in your life. I can't tell you exactly what that is or exactly when it's coming, but I can promise you it's coming. And it's not because I can predict the future. It's because I've lived long enough to see those ups and downs. And sometimes those downs can really get you far down. And especially when they're back to back to back, can be so brutal. And especially if you already know you struggle with depression or anxiety or both, going through a tough time can really be a knockout punch and get you stuck in that rut. And a strong tendency for a lot of people when they're stuck in that rut of depression is to isolate, and that's the worst possible thing to do. This is why it's so important to recognize, wait a minute, you know what? I think I might be depressed right now. I'm seeing the world through the filter of this depression, and I'm not seeing things clearly. This is a time I've got to reach out to someone that cares about me and say, hey, let's connect. I'm struggling over here. Let's grab something to eat. Let's do a FaceTime. Let's connect. And that helps get you away from that tendency to isolate, which is the most destructive and also the easiest thing to do when you're feeling that way. But it's so powerful to connect with someone that cares about you while you're in that place. And not in this context of it just fixing all your problems, but in the context of shifting away from the isolation and starting to believe maybe it's like waking up from a nightmare, that thought of maybe I'm not seeing things clearly. Maybe as real as my life being ruined feels, maybe that's not the whole story. Maybe a year from now, I will feel wildly differently than I feel right now. Being able to believe the horror, the trauma, the devastating thing you're feeling right now isn't going to be forever. That's what's really hard to believe when you're in that zone, and that's where connecting with someone that cares about you can be such a powerful shift, that 1% away from believing it's all over for you. It ain't all over for you. I promise you it's not all over for you. Now, it's what I have a brain that instantly provides a rebuttal as soon as I say so. As soon as I'm saying something like that, I'm imagining the person dealing with a tough health diagnosis, as we were just talking about. And potentially you're going through a very real thing that you don't know how it's going to turn out. And that is a very real situation that I watched my mom go through, and many of you have shared you have family members and friends going through tough, and some of you going through really tough health things. And here's the reality, chat. If you're still alive, you still got hope. There's a lot of different miraculous things that can happen. There's a lot of different unexpected outcomes that can happen in spite of very difficult situations. So all I'm really saying is hope exists in a way that when you're really down and feeling like everything's ruined, it's not ruined in the way that it feels like it is. There's still hope. There's still some kind of hope for you. I promise you that. So if any of that resonates with you, know that I'm rooting for you big time. If you need a little family-friendly escape, I got you covered with thousands of hours of gaming content scattered across the internet, So make sure you're following Super Pat World, all one word on every platform you can find me. And I hope to catch up with you tomorrow, sometime between 2:30 and 3 p.m. My house will be smelling like chicken by the time the stream's done. And thank you for a great stream. And thanks for the conversation. I apologize if it got a little intense. But I really appreciate that everybody kept it away from politics and religion for the most part, and kept it on a level that we were able to express different opinions. And I don't feel like I feel like everybody had the freedom to share different opinions, and that I hope I didn't present it as the conclusion that my way is the only way to think. Other than, with the one exception, I still stand by nobody should not be able to graduate high school for the simple fact that they can't do 20 push-ups. One way or another, I don't think that's right. But everything else I feel like is open for debate. Okay, other than that, I'll catch up with you all tomorrow. Thanks for everything, chat. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. Bye, everybody.